Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, and staff in the back. Thank you. We're all very, very excited. I just wanted to take a moment and sort of reflect on where we are. As we gather, let us take time to reflect on the privilege to live and work in Guelph, a city built in over our rich Indigenous histories. We are guests here, and we should reflect upon the responsibility to care for this land, for the people who live here today, and the generations to come. It is our actions today that move us towards reconciliation. We should take a pause and make sure that these decisions are made with intention and with gratitude. This place we call Guelph has served as traditional lands as a place of refuge for many peoples over time, but more specifically with the Adirondach and the Haudenosaunee. This land is held as treaty lands and territory with the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Guelph lies directly adjacent to the Haldimand Track, which has been a part of a long-established traditional hunting ground of the Six Nations of the Grand River. Many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples who have come across Turtle Island call Guelph home today. We are proud to be here to create and to venture into creating family and friends and healthy living and activity on this site today, keeping in mind an environmental sustainability with a net zero carbon footprint as well. Thank you for being here. My name is Dana Evans, and I'm the General Manager of Culture and Recreation with the City of Guelph, and I too am very excited to be here today. We're glad to be joined by Mayor Cam Guthrie, members of council, members of our staff, Chief Administration Officer Scott Stewart, and our Deputy Chief Administrative Officers Colleen Clack-Bush, James Holmes, and Trevor Lee. I'm also very happy to welcome our community partners, our architect, MJMA, construction manager, Aquacon, and members of the media. Definitely a special welcome to participants and program partners, including the Wellington Catholic District School Board. We have principals and the board and some students here today. Certainly a welcome to our city facility management teams, our recreation staff who has been playing in the background already, and future users and organizations that are going to create this and make it vibrant. It's wonderful to see you all gathered here to the future site of the new South End Community Center. It was only a couple of, thank you. It was only a couple of weeks ago that I was walking through the site, and all of a sudden, I'm in the pool! I was very excited. Try not to overwhelm you with my loudness, but yes, we were in the middle of the pool. Staff reminded me that I needed a lifeguard, so I better be careful. But I did no water, so all was okay. But if you can imagine, we are at the site of the new recreation center. So we're at the entrance to the new 100,000 square feet facility. We've got some things marked out just so that you can imagine for us. Staff are playing over here where both Twin Pads ice rinks will go. Center ice is marked for you just to give a good sense. On the other side, to my right, the flutter boards and the paddle boards are already in the pool. They're ready to go, both the 6-lane pool and the teaching pool. If you imagine coming in and directly behind me, passing customer service with friendly faces waving at you, you'll head back to 2 double gyms marked with multi-sport for great activation as well. Heading up the stairs behind us as well, you'll have some viewing into the pool. We will have the weighted and the most excited indoor running track in a city facility, much and excited and overwhelmed. Some great other rental opportunities, including some meeting rooms and a teaching kitchen. So I hope that following the ceremony today, you will take a few minutes and go to center ice or go stand in the pool. We have lifeguards here today, and imagine yourself swimming and playing, and then in 3 years from now, in the fall of 2026, no pressure, but in the fall of 2026, you can do the same thing again, and what a great photo opportunity as well. With that, I would like to start by inviting up Mayor Cam Guthrie for a few comments.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Dana. And I know you've always been an excited person, but that was one of the most excited I've ever seen you there. So I can only imagine what the excitement's going to be when this actual building is actually done. So thank you for recognizing many of the people that are already in the audience here. And so I do want to, though, just my colleagues, if I can, sort of scan here. I know I saw Councillor O'Rourke and Alt. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, they're right in front of me. So you put up your hand for me if you wouldn't mind, because my eyesight's not the best. So Clausen, Chu, Downer, O'Rourke. Quick shout out to former Councillor Wetstein. Carl Wetstein is here. Thank you very much. Alt, and we got Karan and Busatil. And is anybody else here current or former at all? No? Okay. Well, thank you very much for being here today. This is a very, very exciting moment, and one that's been a while in the making. And so I just want to, first off, really thank for the guidance of staff that over the many, many years have really brought this moment to fruition. There is a lot of work that goes into this. I remember when I was running and saying, we got to get this done. And in your mind, you think, like next week, let's put a shovel in the ground. What's taking so long? But it takes a while because, one, you have to do engagement. And we heard from the community very clearly about the different types of things that they wanted to have embedded in this facility. That was really important. Two, financing and getting the financing all together. So as much as we have praise to our staff from the operating and logistical kind of side of things, we have to also praise our finance staff as well for being able to try to figure out exactly how this was going to land here today. And of course, speaking of finance, we have to also remember that we wanted to really get this going a few years ago, but then that thing called COVID hit. And I just want to highlight that for a moment. We were really ready to go. And, I think our staff, council at the time, really made some wise decisions to just pause for a moment. And if I could just say, just before coming up here, I met with the architects that are here today. And I just was very happy to hear them say that our staff actually handled the situation with the COVID and the finances very, very well to now bring us to this moment today. So I just want to give a shout out to our staff again for what they've done. Yeah, please. It's always nice to hear a third party praise what the city is doing. So look, I am so excited for this. I know our community is excited. And I just want to thank the current and previous councils and administrations for getting us to this very moment today. Like Dana said, I'm really looking forward to the actual ribbon cutting and for seeing the people that are using the space. For so many users of all abilities that are going to be able to be in this space. It's going to be a very exciting time for our city. We're getting something done. People need to see tangible sort of projects within our city being done. This is probably one of the biggest ones that for a long time that people are going to be able to not only see but also use. We're also standing in an area here that is a growing area for our city. I mean, just over that hill right there, we're gonna have over 16,000 people at least living just over there. So not only is this facility so required for the people of today, but it's going to be required for the new people that are coming to our city tomorrow and over the next few years. And that kind of aligns with our strategic plan of council about future Guelph. What's the future of Guelph requiring? And that means we need something like this here today. So to the construction people that will be here, thank you. To city staff that will be overseeing this, thank you. To councils past, administrations past, this term of council, thank you so much for being aligned strategically to get this done. This is a big kind of getting the check mark done off of my list, so thank you. And I'm again so excited to be here today with all of you. Have a great rest of the day, and thank you very much for letting me bring greetings. I appreciate it.
Shovel in the ground, Cam. We'll do that later. I would like to invite up our Ward 5 councillors and very excited people as well. 6? Oh, I'm so sorry. Ward 6 councillors, thank you very much. Councillor O'Rourke. Oh, okay. We're hearing Ward 5 now. There's a competition going on. But Councillor O'Rourke and Councillor Chu, please.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all here on a crisp fall morning. Just on behalf of Councillor O'Rourke and myself, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone for being here today. We're so honored and so blessed to be here. It's almost a year into our first term of council, and it's just such an honor to be here. It feels like I'm kind of taking the icing on the cake, but all of you guys here today are the epitome of what it takes to come together, collaborate, and essentially build our social fabric that's just so needed here in our South End community. So, Councillor O'Rourke.
Thanks, Ken. So, Mayor Guthrie alluded to it. It truly has been a long and not linear journey to get us here. And for me, this feels really personal. So in the year 2000, my husband and I bought our first home, and our realtor said, "You're so lucky, there's a rec center coming soon." So of course we benefited from all the city's programs at the West End and at Victoria and some at the university and right at Centennial Pool. And this is a great opportunity now to finally, for the folks in the South End to have a facility and also to invite in people from all over the city. So this is truly a brilliant city facility that my kids who are now 19 and 17 may or may not get to use, but will have spectacular programming for everyone. And so it truly is coming soon, and Ken and I could not be more excited, and we know that's shared by all the members of council as well.
Thank you, Dominique. I think the mayor took all my words about the amazing benefits that this facility is going to bring to us. So I'm just going to share a little bit of a personal anecdote. One of the reasons why I ran for council was just being able to assess the community's needs in the South End here. The South End is one of the newest parts of the city. It oftentimes feels like it's not quite integrated and doesn't have that rich social fabric that the downtown has with all the nice quaint shops and markets. And one of the ways in which we can tangibly invest in our community is by building a facility that people can start to call home and build on connections with folks across the street. So to all those that aren't here today, we just want to say a huge thank you to our staff and all the teams that have been working on this for many years. You have no idea how much this means to all of these folks here that aren't here today. We have a lot of new ethnic immigrants that are trying to find a place in Canada to call home, and they want to choose Guelph because of what they see in the downtown, in all the other parts of town that have that great sense of community and that sense of cohesiveness. So, just on behalf of all the folks that aren't here today, thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means to all these people, and I am so blessed to be able to say after 1 year we are able to finally bring forward the South End Community Center, and it's just such a privilege to be able to say that. I can't take any of the credit, to be honest with you. All of you here today banded together and realized the need, and we're able to muster all the resources for council to be able to say a unanimous yes at council during budget. So it's just such an honor and such a blessing, and I just want to thank you guys so much.
So Ken alluded to this fantastic space for folks from all over the city to meet and play and be fit, and that walking track sounds awesome. But I want to point out the community center will also bring significant environmental benefits, and these are things that would be invisible to you potentially when you walk through the doors, and it's thanks to a large degree to our environmental and engineering folks. So this center incorporates renewable energy generation technology to create 62% in energy savings and prevent 85% of greenhouse gas emissions. This will help bring the city one step closer to achieving our goal of 100% energy from renewable sources by 2050. So we're accomplishing a number of goals at the same time: the city building, the health and well-being, and our environmental targets. So we hope to see you all here when we open the doors to the South End Community Centre in the fall of 2026. I'll be here with my flippers and snorkel, and I can't wait.
Thank you so much. Flippers and snorkels. So don't have them today because I have some lifeguards here. So
I have a towel and goggles.
Oh, towel and goggles were good. All right, thank you so much. That great support to staff and sense of community is amazing. I'd like to invite up our Chief Administrative Officer, Scott Stewart, please.
So, good morning, and like everybody else, I'm very excited as well. And Dana, thank you very much for making this morning happen. You can all sense that excitement in the air from all of the speakers so far. So hopefully that won't end with me. But I want to start by saying, just like Ken, it is an honor to be here because this has been a long, long time. And anybody that knows me knows that I really like to participate in these groundbreaking ceremonies. They're one of my favorite professional events to attend anyway. They're a great opportunity, as you've heard a little bit already, to highlight the incredible work that happens at the staff level. And I'll speak a lot about the staff level because that's what happens every day. It's not just on these big occasions, big and small. That opportunity exists where our staff are just at the pinnacle of delivering things on behalf of this community. And although we still have a long ways to go, there's a reminder, and you've heard it a little bit today, the payoff at the end of this long journey is exactly that in the fall of 2026. And you've heard Councillor O'Rourke and Councillor Chu mention what that journey has been like, specifically for them as the ward councillors and as my councillors. Just what that has been to guide sort of council through this decision making. It's no accident that you're seeing other council members here, because this is something that is supported across the city, because as Councillor O'Rourke said, this is a city centre. It's not just the South End. Although that's the title, South End Community Centre. It's not just for the South End, this is for the entire city. So this new centre will cater to everyone, no matter your age or abilities, and it will offer such a wide range of programs and services. And while we stand here today, we know this benefit, and we've been hearing it from a lot of who's in the crowd today too, the users, the future users of this facility. Any age and any skill level. And that's an important step for us to pause and think about, that the things that will happen inside these walls when they're constructed. And then as I was thinking about this project and putting these notes together, I was reminded of what the mayor talked about. The city's vision of an inclusive, connected, prosperous city where we all look after each other and our environment. And that's what we're doing here today. We're building a community that looks after one another. There's been a lot of discussion lately, and you heard the mayor make reference to sort of the Clare Maltby secondary plan, but a lot of discussion in Ontario about housing, and a lot of discussion in Guelph about housing. And anyone who's listening has heard me say it takes a lot more than housing to build a community. It takes investments like this, just like this one, that attract people to our beautiful city. And you heard Councillor Chu mention that, who's moving into the South End. But they move in here so they can call it a home. So that's the key. It's not just building a house. The house is sort of it's not really the easy part, but it's the easy part. The community is the hard part, and these are the moments that happen so that you can take advantage of the high school that's here. So there's another public institution that's doing great work. You can take advantage of the trails that are here, and then the connection over to Kresk. So there's a lot of activities that are happening in the South End. And so we're showing that this part of the city is also part of a community. And that moment is there for all of us. And I want to take this moment to thank the staff across the organization for helping us get here where we can put shovels in the ground this morning. And it does include, and as the mayor has said, there's a lot of behind the scenes staff. We'll get excited, as we do with the recreation staff and the activities that we've got here this morning. But our facilities group is the group that will build it with input through our recreation staff. It's also our finance staff. And that stuff happens behind the scenes. That's our planning staff that organized somewhere back before all these 22 years of machinations on this, decided we've got to have a community center in here. So there's connections to all levels of the organization. So thank you very much for the staff that have done that incredible work to get us here today. I'm looking forward to seeing this empty site becoming the South End Community Center. So thank you very much for coming out. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Dana. Thanks, Dana.
There is no doubt it's taken a lot of people and a lot of armies, if you will, and we're all very happy to do it. That's the great part, right? I would lastly like to invite up our Deputy CAO of Public Services, Colleen Clackbush.
Thanks, Dana. Good morning, everyone. The benefit or downside to being last is I think most everything's already been said. But thank you all for being here this morning. I know for a lot of this feels like this has been a very long time coming. When I first started at the city as the River Run Center manager, my very first team meeting was up at St. Stan's when Community Services was still up at St. Stan's. Another great example of our relationship with the Wellington Catholic District School Board. And I think Rich and Vicky and Susan were all in the room, and the very first meeting that I was at in 2007, I heard about the fact that we were building a South End Community Center. And so that seemed really exciting and fantastic, and it's been a long time coming. I think Tracy and I probably forged our professional friendship just because of this facility and the journey that it has been to get us to this day. So thank you all for being here. Obviously, we are all very excited. Dana probably wins the prize for most excited today. This project has been one that we have been waiting for literally years. I think it was Vicky who told me about this great facility, but you said it's okay, your kids can come learn to swim at the West End. Because South End isn't open yet. So my kids did learn to swim at the West End, and I'm grateful for that, but so glad that we're going to have this South End Community Center for everyone here in Guelph, but mostly for the people who are living here in the South End, and as Councillor O'Rourke said, have been waiting for this for a very long time. I do want to echo Scott's comments with a thanks to all of the city staff teams. This is an incredibly huge project for us, and one that, of course, our recreation services staff are very excited about getting open and getting into the space, but we need the help of all of the other city staff teams who are going to get us to that ribbon cutting day. So I want to thank all of the teams, but I really want to thank the Recreation Services team, because you've put your hearts into making this happen and making sure that we didn't give up on this dream. Because it's not just about all of us, it's about the residents who live here, it's about our user groups, it's about all the kids who are yet to learn to skate and learn to swim who are going to be able to use this facility. And this increase in the aquatic space and our ice surfaces and the gym facilities will be a huge benefit to the entire city, but especially as the mayor talked about with all of the new houses that are going to be built south of here. I've mentioned it already, but I do want to acknowledge our incredible partnership with the Wellington Catholic District School Board. You've been great supporters of this project, and we look forward to being great neighbors with the Bishop Macdonell Catholic High School. And that's one of the reasons why this site was chosen, so we're very excited about that. As I said, this center is going to cater to individuals and families of all ages, and we'll be offering a wide range of programs and services. It's going to be a hub of activity for the community and providing that central location for the residents here in the South End to gather, but it's also going to attract visitors to Guelph. We want to be able to boost that local economic activity, create new opportunity for businesses. It's especially interesting for me standing looking because my mother-in-law was born in the 1930s in the Lester family farm, which, if you can see the Tim Hortons warehouse, was where that warehouse is now. And so I think if my mother-in-law could be here today, she would marvel at everything that has changed in the landscape in the South End, but I know she'd also be so excited about the fact that this facility is going to be here for her grandchildren and great-grandchildren to use in the years to come. So thanks to everyone for being here today. We're so excited to get to the ribbon cutting. Thanks for everyone who's going to be working tirelessly for the next 3 years to get us to that date, because we're all just so excited to get in and get using this amazing facility. Thanks.
Thanks, Colleen. Both of us clacking on the stage. So very glad, so very true. Thank you. Definitely a great shout out to folks that helped create today. I will encourage you to head to the rink and check out the activation station as well for all the inclusion programming that will also happen that's here. Certainly some great balls and toys to play with as well. Of course, paddleboarding. We already talked about in the pool. The gym is behind. We didn't get the basketball net set up, but I think you can imagine that just the same. But thank you to certainly culture and recreation staff, multiple truckloads of things staging and otherwise coming. Thank you so much. Facility management team, of course. Site supervisors certainly that are here and had to be quiet. I know construction site, right? But it's great to see all the fun programming that's going to come. This is sort of the end of our official piece, but I do want to include you all in the sort of first photo as well. So if I can ask everybody to sort of come in a little bit. Patricia's going to go to the top of the hill, and if you can imagine, we're kind of doing one of those concert selfies. So if you don't wish to be in the photo, you can turn your back and face the other way. But please, it would be fun, wouldn't it? But gather in a little bit, and then I'll invite us to move over here. We'll start with the speakers that spoke today for photos, and then we'll add council. So if we could do my concert selfie. Tam, you probably can help inspire some excitement among us.
Drum solo.
Oh, congratulations to everybody. That's right. Very well. Yeah.
Oh, we got the flank here.
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent. Thank you. That was fun. So those who spoke, Mayor Guthrie, our Ward 6 councillors, Colleen, Scott, can we start over here, and then we'll invite the rest of council. This is the official photo. Please talk on themselves. The official groundbreaking.
Check it off the list.
And the sun's behind us.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just saying that. Just dramatic silhouettes.
I'm gonna ask for pictures.
Oh wow! I love that. Well, Mark and I
Oh boy.
go and start digging ourselves. I invited him.
So lots of photographers. Patricia Wade.
We're looking at.
I'll stand closer to the center.
Yeah, we'll get her in there.
All right. Pay no attention to that. It's not representative of what's happening here. Where's the rest of the council?
Next, we're going to add some key staff, so I would invite, after this photo, Jane and Trevor, Auntie, Ian, and Dale. I know Ian and Dale don't want to be in the photo, but they're going to have to be.
Are we doing an angle? Is there a thing? This is quite cool.
Carly, do you want to go on the other side?
Is that sign in the way, or are we okay?
No, we're okay. Dana, you want to be here? You need to go on Carly's side. We're going to catch the stage. Thank you.
Does everyone have a shovel? Yeah, gotta make sure everyone has a shovel.
Yeah.
Can everyone look at me over here? We're looking at